a 60-year-old woman named Virginia wakes up in her room. She cleans her face with lemon juice to hide the wrinkles that appeared on her face because she gets too old. She is depressed and dissatisfied with her face all the time. When she comes out of the room, she talks to her adopted daughter, whose name is Faye. Virginia tells her that she is very upset with her face and she wants to do plastic surgery. So, Faye says that all people grow old, and plastic surgery isn't enough because it temporarily hides the wrinkles on the face. Then, these wrinkles will appear again, but tells Virginia to be confident, and she tries to waste her free time on something useful to stop thinking. After that, Virginia ignores her and goes back to her room to put a mask on her face. When she passes by the window, she sees her neighbor Bernie mowing the plants in his garden, and it seems she really likes him. Then, Faye talks to her and tells her that Bernie has divorced his wife, and he is so sad about this. But Virginia takes the chance and tries to get close to him. She meets him and she asks him how he's doing. Bernie tells her that he was depressed about divorcing his wife, but after a while, he managed to move on, and he gets into a relationship with his beloved Cassie. After he finishes talking, he calls Cassie to get to know Virginia, but he is surprised that they know each other, and that they were friends at the university. At that time, Virginia is surprised that Cassie is more beautiful than her, and asks her about the secret. So, Cassie tells her that she had plastic surgery with a doctor named Pearl, then gives Virginia a clinic card to book an appointment with the doctor. The next day, Virginia goes to the clinic and tells Dr. Pearl that she really hates her face. On top of that, she doesn't know how to accept that she's getting old. But Pearl interrupts her, telling her that she can't help her, because anyone who will do plastic surgery must be confident in herself. Plus, she tells her that plastic surgery is only for showing her beauty, nothing more. After this, Virginia breaks down and begs her to help her. Also, she tells her that she can't live her life normally, and she doesn't know how to talk to people, because she can't accept her face and feels that she is always lonely. After a little, Pearl is affected by her words, and promises that she'll help here. She takes Virginia to the laboratory, and shows her all the people who did plastic surgery, and became more beautiful than before. So, Pearl gives her an invoice for the costs of the operation, and Virginia is surprised that this operation costs $250,000. But she doesn't have this money, because her husband died plus he owed debts. So, she goes home and calls her business manager, and asks him to sell her car because she needs money. He tells her that her car costs $150,000 only, but tells her that her husband has too many debts, and if she sells the car, she can't pay part of this debt. Also, she will have to sell the house she lives. Aside from all this, Virginia decides to sell the car to do plastic surgery. In the evening, she thinks of a way to collect the costs of the operation, until she decides to tell Dr. Pearl to do the operation for $150,000 only. On the second day, she goes to the clinic and accepts the papers for the surgery. Otherwise, Dr. Pearl tells her that she will also have plastic surgery on her hands to fit her hands with her face. Virginia is surprised by this, and tells her that she's never heard about plastic surgery on the hands before, but she'll do it. Also, Pearl tells her that she is sure that she recovers her beauty. After some debate about the operation, Virginia talks to her about the money, and she tells her that unfortunately, she can't pay her more than $150,000. But out of nowhere, Pearl tells her that she will do the operation for free, and this is because she wants to help her and makes her satisfied with her face. On surgery day, Virginia takes an anesthetic, but before she falls asleep, she notices that Pearl and her nursing staff have butterfly tattoos on their hands. Then, she can't feel anything. They all gather around her, and they make sure that she lost consciousness. In the evening, Faye returns home, but she is scared when meets Virginia with bandages on her face. At this moment, Faye feels that Virginia is so tired and can't do anything. So, she takes her to her bed and gives her a pill to be good. Also, Faye is surprised that she is wearing bandages on her hands as well. Then, Virginia tells her that she had plastic surgery, and the doctor told her that she'll remove these bandages after a week. But Faye blames her for what she did, and tells her that her business manager called her and said that she owed $3 million. But within 3 months or less, the bank will keep her house for debts to be paid off. After that, Virginia gets angry at her, and tells her it isn't her business, because she isn't her real daughter, and that she is just her adopted daughter when she is 15 years old. So, Faye gets annoyed and leaves her. Meanwhile, Virginia hears terrifying sounds. She becomes so terrified and falls to the ground. Then, Faye is surprised that a strange object is close to her. Her daughter hears the screams and comes back to check on her. After Virginia becomes good, she says sorry to Faye for what she said, and asks Faye why she came back to help her, even though she hurt her feelings. Faye tells her that one day she had a fight with her father. He was very nervous and was breaking everything in her room in a hysterical way. As a result, Faye tried to cut the necklace that her real mother gave her. And this necklace is an important memory for Faye. After she remembered this, she understands that sometimes a person does things beyond his control because of excessive nervousness or thinking. So, Faye forgives her for what she said, and knows that she didn't mean it. But Faye is surprised because plastic surgery doesn't need all these bandages. Also, she tells her that plastic surgery isn't painful to this degree. After all, Virginia feels anxious, and goes to Dr. Pearl's clinic to check on herself. There, the doctor tells her that she is good, and she understands that she put these bandages on her face because the facelift operation affected her tissues. Plus, she can't recover from the facelift operation easily because she is old. Then, she tells Virginia to go and sit with her in her clinic in the other city, because there are nurses who will take care of her. On top of that, she tells her that there are also cases of plastic surgery like her, and they'll help each other and give her positive energy. So, Virginia agrees with her and returns home to collect her clothes and go to the clinic. But her daughter Faye tries to stop her. She tells Virginia that she does research on Dr. Pearl and knows that she isn't a plastic doctor. Also, she had lawsuits in New York State because of her practice of medicine, and she isn't even a doctor. But Virginia interrupts her, telling her that Pearl is a famous doctor, and has performed plastic surgeries on many famous people. Despite all that, Virginia doesn't want to hear anything negative about the doctor, and decides to go to the clinic. As soon as she goes, she notices that the clinic is in isolated woods, and notices that there are a lot of people being treated there, but is surprised that she is the only one who puts bandages on her face. When Pearl sees her, she welcomes her, and tells her that all the people here support her, until she takes the bandages off. Then, Pearl takes her to her office, and tells her that she'll take her bandages off today. She'll do that before all patients, to give them positive energy and make them never feel something bad. Meantime, Virginia hesitates at first because she is embarrassed, but is forced to agree because she had the operation for free. Meanwhile, her daughter Faye arrives at the clinic, and sees Virginia standing alone outside the office. Faye goes to talk to her, but suddenly one of the guards kidnaps her. Meanwhile, Pearl gathers everyone in the clinic to introduce them to Virginia, and asks them to give Virginia positive energy. Virginia begins to tell them her story, telling them that she is a 60-year-old widow. She tells them that she isn't satisfied with her face, and is lonely all the time because she has grown old. On top of that, she feels so bad and depressed, and she didn't talk to anyone at all. But after knowing Dr. Pearl, she becomes so hopeful, and feels that she becomes so young again. Before Virginia finishes, she tells them that she is happy to be with them. Then, two guards come with Faye and tell Pearl that she broke into the place, and was spying on them. In that time, Faye gets upset and tells her mother that something isn't good happening in this place, and tells Virginia to run away immediately. But Virginia says sorry to Pearl. She explains that Faye isn't her real daughter, and that she is just an adopted daughter. After that, Pearl tells the guards to stay Faye away from the place. Then, she starts to cut off the bandages from Virginia. Surprisingly, Virginia sees herself in the mirror. She is surprised that she looks like a pig, and can't understand what happened. Actually, Dr. Pearl tells her that she is the leader of a secret group that worships the devil, and that she did the operation to make her look like a pig, and offers her as an offering to the devil. Also, she tells her that she has one chance to live, which is to reach the ocean before they catch her. But if they catch her before she reaches, they'll kill her. As soon as Virginia hears this, she quickly runs into the woods to reach the ocean quickly. But a group of people are behind her. Unfortunately, one of them hits her with a spear in her legs and makes her fall to the ground. She tries to continue the road until she finds a cabin, then enters it so that no one can see her. When she goes out, she finds her neighbor Bernie standing waiting for her, and she is surprised that he and his girlfriend Cassie are from Devil's group. After this, she knows that they were behind that. Suddenly, Pearl and the rest of the group come and beat her. They all hit her until they kill Virginia. Moments later, Faye comes and sees her mother, and she can't believe what is happening. So, Pearl tries to explain the matter to her, and tells her that they killed Virginia because she was selfish and didn't accept her appearance. The goal of their group is to kill all the selfish people and those who don't accept themselves, to present them as an offering to the devil, to give them beauty and money. After that, Pearl tells Faye that her real mother is one of their group, but before she died, she asked them to guard Faye and make her one of them. Meanwhile, Faye remembers the chain that her mother gave her before she died, and it looks like a butterfly, the same tattoo that Pearl drew on her arm. After a while, Faye goes to her university after she joined the group, and she meets one of her friends there, but she is surprised that he has the same tattoo on his arm, and it means that he joined their group. Thanks for watching, take care and see you in the next video.